So we bought ourselves a new Mercedes Sprinter long wheelbase. Let's have a quick film around. She's actually in really good condition. Very nice. No smears from the bottom of the trim, which means that there's no sign of rust leaking out from the trim clips, which of course I'm going to seal. All the tyres are in excellent condition. It's got a catalogue, which is really cool, and she's in really nice condition. Really very pleased. So today I'm going to start the conversion by taking out the bulkhead. You have to excuse me, I've got a bit of a sore throat at the moment. Come back to England, call the diseases under the sun. It's got an old bed in it at the moment because we're helping our son-in-law take some garbage to the tip. I've removed the piece of ply from the bottom of the bulkhead. The ply inside is actually really nice. I might end up reusing some of it. Don't appear to be any leaks at all in the van. As I say, it's in absolutely fantastic condition. We're going to keep the top part of the bulkhead for the time being because we're going to use it to make a template to cut a piece of furniture board to form some overcab storage. So I've started taking out some of the nuts between the top part of the bulkhead and the bottom part of the bulkhead. I've left one in place for the time being just to secure it, stop it falling down. All of these ones along here I've taken out already, and all the ones down this side I've taken out. The nuts are small nuts with a little hat on them. They weren't very difficult to remove. They come off quite easily even with a small hand tool. Unfortunately I've left my power tools at my daughter's house, so I've had to do it all by hand, which actually wasn't that difficult. Even for the large rings, the securing rings, the tie-down rings that were mounted in the bottom corners of the bulkhead, they actually came out quite easy. The size of the hole there is a T45 Torx bit. That's a 45. Let's say they came out by hand quite easily. And I've only got this very small set of hand tools. I mean, this is tiny, and I was able to remove them even with that, so that they weren't particularly rusted in place. The little handle there that helps you get in and out of the van, that's mounted to the bulkhead only, so it's not mounted to the frame of the van. We're going to keep this to help us get in and out of the van. We are getting old now, so sometimes we need a little help. I'm going to take the bulkhead off, and then I'm going to keep this for future use. Now the rest of the bolts for this are like little Torx screws. They were quite easy to get off as well. Again, it's a T25 Torx bit that you'll need for removing that. The little nuts that also bolt the bulkhead together, these are 10mm metric nuts, so a little 10mm socket on there will remove those. Again, that wasn't really a problem. Again, excellent condition, very pleased with the van, really nice condition, really pleased with it. In terms of taking the bulkhead out, I was quite upset to learn that there are some screws down here behind the seat. Now it's going to make it very difficult to get to. There look to be about 3 or 4 of those Torx head screws down there. I can't pull the seat forward. The passenger seat doesn't come forward. So how the devil I'm going to get my arms in there to get those out, I don't know. Side. I mean, I can pull the seat forward on the driver's side quite easily. I think I might be able to get in there and remove those, but there looks to be, well, get the camera down there so you can see, but there seem to be about 3, maybe 4 Torx head screws there as well. I think I might attempt those next, actually. Right, I've managed to get those 3 Torx screws out of the bottom of the bulkhead behind the driver's seat, because you can pull the driver's seat forward. As for the other side, well, I think that's going to be a little bit more problematic. Well, this is very disappointing. There are 3 there on the passenger side, but if you look along there, I don't know whether you can see, but there's a whole load more of those bloody Torx screws that I can't get to. I don't have the tools with me to take out the passenger seat. I'd rather not do that, not yet anyway. So I'm going to have to figure out another way of doing it. I'm just wondering whether or not I could bend the bulkhead backwards. After all, it's only thin metal. Perhaps if I could bend it back far enough, I could get in there and undo those screws. Oh well, give it a go. So, bending the bulkhead backwards to get at the screws. I thought there were only 3 on each side, but in reality there's not. There are in fact a whole row of screws along here, probably underneath that rubber mat thing, and maybe even further along there. And I can't seem to bend the bulkhead back much more than this. So this is proving to be a little bit more problematical. Still, keep on trucking, see how it goes. Well, it's out. Oh, getting those bolts out from behind the seats was a little bit difficult. I thought there were 3 on each side, but no, they're all along the bottom. 12 in all, and 2 of them hiding under that rubber mat. Still, I managed to get them out, so the bulkhead can now be taken to the scrapyard. It's a bit too bent or anything to sell, so I'll just take it to the scrapyard. I'm going to take the handle off from the inside first, but yeah, scrapyard time, I think. Before I take this to the scrapyard, I'm going to take this handle off. Now the nut there is a 10mm nut, and on here we've got a T27 Torx bit. So that's T27 for the handles and T25 for the other Torx screws around the bulkhead.